Welcome to Taste Buds. I'm Debra Eckerling, goal strategist, writer, and foodie. And today I'm speaking with Adaeze and Lenny Rosenberg, owners of the New York Bagel, Deli, and Bakery in Santa Monica, and authors of It's a Sweet World. Welcome, Adaeze. Welcome, honey. So happy to have you here.
Thanks for having
Hi,
me.
appreciate it. Appreciate you having us.
I previously wrote about you for Bees, which still exists in the Valley, but you now also have the New York Bagel and Bakery in Santa Monica and the book. How do you do all of the things?
Well, first off, easy way of saying is NYBD and Bakery in Santa Monica. See, I have problems wording out every word, and sometimes I mess up which deli first or bagel first. So NYBD and Bakery is the easiest way.
Okay, so how did you get to this point, and what is it that's so exciting for you about being in the NYBD and Bakery business?
Well, um, the most important thing to remember is that we're experts at bakeries, and um, Bees was it is a phenomenal bakery, but it's in the valley. Most of our customers and our stores have been on the west side, like Lenny's Deli and Bakery, Marmalade Cafe, and so on and so on. So we had a friend for many, many, many years who had a bagel shop on the west side in Santa Monica, right across from Whole Foods, for 30 or 40 years. And we've been talking for a long time about acquiring the store. And after um, many, many conversations, we decided, hey, we should bring a bakery to the West Side, a really classic bakery that's based with Jewish products, but also is multicultural. And turned out to be the best idea we had. Many of our customers are on the West Side, and they all flock to the store now, not just for the bagels, but for the bakery items.
Got it. And Adaeze, so I'm at an advantage since I know you both, but your background is actually in design because we know Lenny is the bakery guy, and
The
you are the
Michael Jordan of the baking business.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and
Thank you. Thank
Okay, so Lenny is the Michael Jordan of the baking business,
Yes.
but you're in a lot of ways the glue because you're the presentation, the interactivity. Why don't you tell people who you are and what you do?
So my name is Adaeze Nwanonyiri Rosenberg, and I do design, interior and exterior design, as well as the design of ingredients pertaining to the food and presentation. So my job is to take a pre-existing store that Lenny and I purchase and give it that pop when people come in. So taking the drab to fab. So for New York Bagel, Deli, and Bakery, also known as NYBD and Bakery, it was an iconic type of New York feel and energy, but inside it was beautiful, but it needed some, ba-ba-boom, like a facelift, so I wanted to make it more, exotic looking and fascinating for the customers that come in, so there were we had seats that were old school and, it was the seats with the basic cushions that were ripped and falling apart and hanging on to dear life, so I said, that is kind of iconic New York, but let's add some booths to it. And Lenny was thinking the same thing. So we added booths to the restaurant, to the cafe bakery. And we wanted to give it that pop, which it does. We get a lot of feedback from customers. And interior wise as well, we implemented a bakery that was not there. So we added a beautiful bakery case to really make our product shine and stand out from the customers that are coming in, for the children that are excited to see these rainbow of colors of cookies, and also adding different waves of Lenny's past and my past as pictures. So we have iconic New York photos when you walk in from the 5 boroughs: Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island, uh, you know, uh, uh, Queens, Brooklyn, Long Island, Manhattan. But now we're adding pops of different acquisitions like Lenny's Deli on the West Coast. A photo of Lenny and I, just giving people history about who we are. Photos of the show that we've done, It's a Sweet World. So keeping it old school with hints of new school and flavor and outdoor when you come in, when you park in front of the store, we now have tarp to maintain that tropical LA swankiness with fire pits to, make you look and feel cool and snazzy when you're walking in. And Lenny and I have noticed that there's more people proud to sit outside and show their face and eat in style at our bakery. So that's what I'm in charge of. And I'm also in charge of just maintaining all international desserts. So, like Lenny mentioned, we do have Jewish desserts, but I'm Nigerian. So we have our red velvet kola nut cupcake. People ask questions, but we've shortened the name to like red velvet cupcake. And we also have, Italian rainbow cookies. People ask questions about that.
So international is kind of your jam, right? Because you are you, Adaeze, and you are you, Lenny, right? So how did that, was it like a light bulb one day? You're like, we're just going to merge cultures, or was that just the natural thing for you both?
Well, we wanted to merge cultures. That's what we're all about. The main reason was we realized going through all the bakery products that I've made over the years, they're all multicultural. If you walk into most bakeries, especially Bee's Bakery or our new bakery, NYBD and Bakery, you'll see rainbow cookies are Italian, Danish are from Danish, and so on and so forth. Almost every single recipe is from another culture. So it was a natural to advertise that we have an international bakery. And of course, most importantly, all our recipes, all our products that we make at NYBD and Bakery are in our book. So if you buy the book, you can actually make the recipes that we sell in the store. It's a free world.
Yes. But you also do a show on JLTV. It's a Sweet World. How did that come about?
That was actually before the book. The show, we've been asked by different networks to do something that we do for a living. And we came up with, one of the ideas we came up with was what we do for customers. We help customers with very large events where we do installations, where Adaeze and her team does the design aspect, and me and my baking team does the bakery items for the event. Like in the first episode, it's a Nigerian episode where we marry a couple from Nigeria, and Adaeze does the whole design installation for it, and I do the baking end for it.
Got it. It's so interesting. You don't think about it, the fact that all bakeries are international, but they are.
In
It's
a sense,
like,
yes, especially ours, 'cause we really are international. Me being my father's from Hungary, my mother's from Poland, Adeze's parents are from Nigeria, and we have such a wide variety of bakery items that we have so many different cultures. It was just natural to use that term.
and if I were to ask you to play favorites, do each of you have a particular go-to bakery item that you can't live without?
I would go to my go-to for now. I have a go-to of the month, but my go-to for I would say is the chocolate dipped Danish almond horns. They're gluten-free. They're beautiful to look at. It's a nice mix of chocolate, not too much, dipped at the ends, and it's shaped like a horseshoe with like almonds, and it's very light and makes me smile, and it's crunchy, and that's my favorite. I feel like I'm Danish when I'm eating it.
Any bakery item, if you're eating it, should make you smile. If it's not making you smile, there's something wrong.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, what about you, Lenny?
I'd have to go with the rugula. It's something that I grew up with as a kid. I used to make it at my father's bakeries. It brings back a lot of memories for me, and for me, it's the most simplest, tastiest item. And of course, it's got a Jewish background to it.
And as you know, I asked my guests to share a recipe. So what recipe do you want to share that people can get a taste of NYBD and Bakery?
It's rainbow cookies.
Italian rainbow.
I don't know
Yes.
if it's a communal type of dessert for everyone. It's a blend, history-wise, you'll read up about it. It started off with the Italians in New York, and then the Jewish culture, the Jewish people, they were in New York and they came together for the love of food. That's what it comes down to. And then they started creating kosher Italian rainbow cookies. It's beautiful. It's colored. The colors are, a thin layer of chocolate, red, green. You look at it, you smile before you eat it. Ours has marzipan and raspberry marzipan, and I get really happy even when the kids come in. There's kids that come in, they smile and they start pointing at it, and if they don't get it, I see them crying because they want it so badly, or be crying to their parents, they'll be crying to their nannies for the, rainbow cookies, and it's a iconic classic dessert for any holiday.
Okay. In why do you love it, Lenny?
Mainly because it's a very traditional, old-fashioned recipe that goes back many, many years that my family had. It's mixed with the marzipan into the mix, where most bakeries don't do that anymore because of the expense of marzipan and the difficulty of doing it. But me being the Michael Jordan of baking, of course, it's a no-brainer for me, and it gives it a great flavor with the marzipan. It's much different than just making it without it, just plain cake.
And you grew up in this culture.
Yeah, absolutely. My family, my father had many bakeries in the tri-state area, and I worked in pretty much all of them as a little kid.
Did you ever imagine that you would have a bakery empire, or was that always the goal?
Well, I wouldn't call it a bakery empire, yeah, but I think no, it wasn't always the goal. But late when I got a little bit older into my teens, that was the goal for me.
In Adaeze, how did you feel about literally, like, diving into 'cause I just have this visual of you diving into, like, a vat of frosting, but so for you, how was diving into, bakery culture? What was that like for you?
It was very different. It was a scientific experience is how I like to look at it because, a lot of people think, "Oh, you just mix and you put it in the oven and that's it." And I found out the hard way that it's a science to it. You have to have the right ratios. It has to be coming from your heart because you can taste if something doesn't taste right, and that means that the team or the individual behind it doesn't really care. So I also noticed and learned from Lenny, the Michael Jordan of the baking business, 3 times so far in this episode,
If it
that
weren't Beetlejuice, he would pop up right now.
exactly, right? I just think that it's harder than what people think. Like, things have to be on point, the sugar, the flour, and where's it coming from? Do you truly love doing it? Or are you doing it just to do it? Does it taste like it's been rushed? Does it taste like it's coming from the heart and soul? So I really had to get adjusted to that. But on the designing part, the colors really resonated with me because red stimulates the brain to get hungry and excited and, just get all these endorphins going. So the color part was good. But again, just learning the ratio aspect of it was pretty challenging for me.
And how have you personally feel you've embraced Jewish culture?
I we went to a temple. I've learned things at the temple. I like the Jewish culture. I see how the Jewish community, they stick together regardless due to the history. I wish it was like that with every culture. When I see Jewish people or families or friends, I always think of togetherness. Um, and it's unspoken and I can feel it.
And Lenny, same question, different aspect. How has being part of a Daisy's culture influenced what you do and who you are as a person?
It's definitely been, an experience being married to a Nigerian woman. Obviously every culture is different. and it's a learning experience with anything like that. But it's been very, not just entertaining, but informative, especially learning about the kola nuts, which is what we would call breaking bread on getting married in the Nigerian culture, because without the kola nut, there is no marriage, there is no proposal. And we explain that all in the first episode of It's a Sweet World,
And in our
uh,
book.
and in our book, yes. So it's been fun.
And what advice do you have for other people as far as learning about other cultures is concerned? What is the best way to do that and embrace and bring more cultural awareness into your life?
Um, I would say just be open minded. That's the most important thing. To be open minded and ready for new things in life, and always willing to learn.
Adaeze, anything to add on that one?
I would say good answer, Lenny. Good answer. I would say same thing. Just be open-minded and positively curious. Be positively curious and just dare to expand. If you stay positively curious, you're going to learn some things.
We're in the holiday season. In what are ways people can add more energy and good and happy? Because it's a stressful time, but it's also a time where you can embrace possibilities. So, what are your recommendations for people to really have the positive energy going into the holiday season?
I would, our brand is it's a sweet world, right? Like you said, things are not so sweet in the world, but always think positive. It's a sweet world. Look look at colors that make you smile. Be positively curious. Come in with an open mind and have some great dessert. Come in, ask questions, be curious, sample things, have yes as a part of your vocabulary, and always have like a child's inner curiosity in a positive way. And it truly will be a sweet world. So just always, always, always be open to yes.
Love that. Okay, and Lenny, for those of you who feel overwhelmed by baking at the holidays, do you have any tips to make it easier for them?
Well, first off, always follow the recipe. That's the most important part, especially and especially if like with our book, it makes it very easy to follow the recipes. We break it down. The kids can do it easily, but just in general, follow the recipe. Be patient. Realize there's always going to be, well, not always, but sometimes there will be a mistake made in the recipe, but you can always fix it up. That bakery, you have to make the recipe and making baking fun. So, if you make a mistake, you just back up a little bit and you try to rectify it with whether it's a little less flour, a little bit more sugar, and have some fun with your recipe. It may not come out perfect. It may not come out right, but it'll come out in your kitchen the way it is. So if it doesn't come out exactly right, then you say, "Hey, I did this too. I maybe the mix is too stiff. Maybe it's too soft." Then you just have to have a little bit of knowledge to say, "Hey, it's too stiff. Then I'm going to add a little bit more liquid next time. If it's too soft, I'm going to add a little bit more flour next time." Have some fun with your recipe. It doesn't always have to be exact.
Okay, in the case that you mess it up, most of the time you can eat it anyway, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, good, because we don't want sweet treats to go to waste. It's all the same once you eat it, right?
Yeah. That's how I look at it.
This has been so much fun, Letty. Adaeze, where can people learn more about you and NYBD and Bakery and the show and the book and all of the things?
Well, you can go to the website, www.nybdbakery.com. You can go to JLTV to watch our show. You can watch it on demand, or you can stream it. And we're going to be on air next month on KCAL on the 12th at 7:45 a.m. doing the baking segment for Hanukkah cookies. You can watch us. And then always follow us on
Social
Instagram.
media, Instagram, which is we have 2 Instagrams. The first one is its_a_sweet world, all one word. And then our second handle is for our store is NYBD Bakery. So it's all one word.
Awesome. Okay, any final food for thought? Lenny?
Buy our book. It's on Amazon.
Adaeze?
Live, laugh, and eat.
Live, laugh, and eat. I think if everybody approached the holiday season with live, laugh, and eat, it would be a much better, much sweeter world.
It's a sweet world. Correct. I agree.
Thank you so much, Adaeze and Lenny. Thank you for tuning into Taste Buds with Deb. Don't miss an episode. You can subscribe on YouTube, iTunes, and/or your favorite podcast platform. And if you go to jewishjournal.com/podcast, you can get the recipes and read the articles that go with each episode. And you can learn more at tastebudswithdeb.com. Until next time, have some fun with your food. Bring joy and vibrancy to it. And bon appetit.